Rumors are that allegedly Kenya just scored a major win in her drama-filled divorce from Marc. What was it? Well, I have some new information that may answer that question and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Alright, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around rumors that allegedly Kenya just scored a major victory in her drama-filled divorce from Marc. What was it? Well, I have some new information that may answer that question and more, and here it goes. Rumors are that allegedly Kenya just had a huge win in her personal life. This is big, said the source, and Kenya is super deserving of it. The source continued, allegedly Kenya was handed a huge win in her ongoing divorce battle with marcdaly. The source continued, Kenya managed to finally break away from the emotional abuse this divorce was causing her. From threats to losing more manner, to accusations of deceit, and to alleged claims of Marc wanting half of her hair care empire, Kenya is finally seeing the light of freedom, ended the source. Another source said, Marc has not made this easy for Kenya. Even though there was no prenup, this divorce could have still been settled more quickly because the two didn't share any assets. However, Marc's alleged petty games kept the two from moving forward, even after several attempts from Kenya trying to appease his laundry list of demands. So, the question is, what changed? Well, insiders say the drama of the divorce became too financial and emotionally draining for Marc to maintain. The insider elaborated, from my understanding, Marc's divorce fight first became too costly. The back and forth over trivial and petty issues at first seemed like a powerful jab at Kenya. However, they only end up being brutal financial punches to Marc. Kenya, on her part, foresaw this and allegedly warned Marc about the financial strain this drawn-out divorce could cause him, ended the source. Another source said, Kenya's money is incredibly long, and she could have easily drained Marc's bank account with trivial court games of her own, but she decided to do it in a very different way and not cause any more mental or financial strain for the both of them, for not only the sake of their mental health, but also for the financial health of their daughter's future. And speaking of mental health, continued the source, this is allegedly another reason why Marc allegedly threw in the towel. This divorce drama was rumored to be causing him great emotional distress. The dissolving of his marriage and family was never something he truly wanted. Also, to add insult to injury, Marc was also allegedly upset over the personal attacks his reputation was taking on. The insider said, Marc likes to be loved, and this nasty divorce was creating a very big PR nightmare for him and his businesses. He never wanted to be painted as the villain, and the monster, the narrative that was created, was never in his cards. So, with that being said, it seems like Marc had made a very important decision to not only save his financial well-being, but also his mental and his personal reputations by eventually throwing in the towel and siding with Kenya and saying enough is enough. Alright, so kinfolk, there you have it. When this information came across my desk this weekend, I was somewhat, not surprised, but it also really answered this big question that I had about this divorce proceedings, and it was this. I I was always wondering where was all this money coming from Kenya and Marc having this drawn out long divorce fight and battle. It seems like this divorce fight has been going on for at least 2.5 years, if not more. And if you know anything about just court cases in general, every time you go to court, you have to get your attorney to go to represent you. It's easier, especially not, very versed on all the legal jargon that goes on behind and with court cases. So with that being said, all these back and forths, all these exaggerated demands, I was wondering, where was Marc and Kenya just giving this money up and finding this money to fight this big personal battle? Now, like my source said, that Kenya money is very long, and I do believe it is. And Marc is a former financier and businessman in his own right. So technically the money is there. But however, I was always wondering, when you're having these big fights, the financial strain, I really do believe, should have been one of the main reasons why they wanted to wrap this up, or should have wrapped this up even quicker. Because if you're trying to get some financial gains from your former spouse or soon-to-be ex-husband or ex-wife, you have to really calculate your return on investment. If you spend $500,000 on fighting a divorce just to get $1 million, then technically you only doubled your money. Now, once you add in court fees, lawyer fees, and taxes, you didn't really double your money. You kind of lost out on it. And so I never quite understood what was the end game or the return on investment that Marc was looking for. But I think it also spoke more to this. I do believe that at the end of the day, it was really Marc's ego that played a big part in him not wanting to end this court case sooner. Because Marc is a former financier and a businessman, and he understands the financial implications of a long, drawn-out divorce and court battles. He gets that, and so I can never really understand why he would just willing to take this case further than what it really had to go through. Now, of course, it's all alleged information that he was the one who was holding up the divorce, but we can only imagine that it was probably somewhat true, since Kenya seemed very adamant about making things end quickly and amicably. So with that being said, I do believe that Marc's ego played a lot in him not ending this divorce when it should have been ended almost years ago at this point. And I think it more so had to do with his ego of, how dare you leave me? I am the man that you said is the man of your dreams, the man you decided to have a child with. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You're telling everyone I'm so great, and you decide to up and leave me. Now, that is the mind thinking of a narcissist, and that's also the thinking of someone whose ego has pretty much blinded him to the reality of the situation. That Kenya was unhappy, that she wanted to move on with her life. And at the end of the day, I do believe Marc was unhappy as well, and probably would love to have moved on with his life even quicker. However, this is where the ego, I think, played a major role in it. And also the fact that Marc is allegedly walking away from this fight, it goes to show that the money that he invested, it really didn't bring him anything in return, except nothing but bad PR and just more things he has to sort out financially with his personal finances. But kinfolk, it is another part of this rumor that I do actually believe to be very true and factual, and it's this. I really do believe that Marc's mental health and his mental health really took a beating during this divorce. This divorce really created a narrative that Marc is a monster. Point blank and simple. From the rumors that allegedly he was trying to take more manor from Kenya and take half of her hair care empire. The court of public opinion was really against Marc, and it has been since this divorce. Actually, it has been since Kenya and Marc got married, and they saw the way Marc was treating Kenya on her first season back, and then her second season when divorce proceedings were beginning to take place. And so, if you're a businessman with a very public restaurant that Kenya oftentimes, advertised on her social media following page to millions of people, you would think that at some point people may have this preconceived notion that you're just not a good guy. You're not a good guy who we want to give our money to, or you're not a good guy who we want to patronize, who business want to patronize because of what you're doing allegedly to Kenya. So I think that PR nightmare that Marc experienced over the course of his divorce probably really did weigh heavily on his mental health, which probably was, in my opinion, the main reason why he threw in the towel. It wasn't the money, because at the end of the day, Marc is a very financial savvy guy, and he probably already calculated enough money to fight the case. And I really do believe that it was his mental health and a PR nightmare that it was causing him and his personal brand. As my sources are saying, Marc behind the scenes, according to his friends, is someone who likes and needs to be loved. And when you see all the things that were coming at him, in terms of what people were saying he was allegedly asking for in divorce, it didn't make Marc seem like a very nice and lovable guy. So whenever you feel like this is your personal brand and this is who you have built your reputation and your image to be for so long, and to see it crumble before you over a divorce, it seemed like to me that is what made him really finally cave in and throw in the towel. Now, it should be other reasons why he should have thrown in the towel a lot sooner, which makes me side out Marc a lot. And the other very important reason should have been this. I really feel like Marc should have thrown in the towel a lot sooner, just considering the fact that, Brooklyn is caught in the middle of this. And one day, she might take an interest in knowing how do her parents and their relationship deteriorate. And one day she's going to see these things, and she's going to see how drawn out and messy this divorce case could have, how the messy and drawn out this divorce case was. Now, however, Kenya does not come off the type of woman to me that would, hold this against Marc or try to paint a negative image of Marc in their child's head. I don't think Kenya would do that at all. But I can't say that, Marc did not take into account the Brooklyn maybe seeing this one day and how this may affect her in the future as a reason why he ended the divorce the way he did. But to me, that should have been the first and primary thing and reason that you're looking at as to why you want to end things amicably and quickly with Kenya and not have this drawn out messy divorce case. It's because you guys have a child together. But again, we can't say that wasn't the main reason why he ended the court case. But in my opinion, if it was the main reason, then this divorce proceedings would have ended a lot sooner than what they did. Now, Kim focused the last part of this rumor that was very surprising to me, but it also was very uplifting when we found out this news. And it's this. Kenya confirmed pretty much with us that Marc has pretty much thrown in the towel. And since they didn't have that many assets together, and since, however, there was no prenup, everything is pretty much of just signing the paperwork and ready for Marc to sign so she can sign so they can get things over and done with. And when Kenya made this announcement on a street interview with TMZ, she seemed to be smiling and just seemed so light and so fresh and so airy. And I think that may be very well because she's dating now and she's getting back into the groove of being a single dating woman on the scene. And it may be very refreshing and life affirming for her and knowing that she still has a chance at love. But just to see her smiling and talking about this and not crying and talking about this as we have become accustomed to seeing her do over the last several years when this divorce proceeding was going on was really a breath of fresh air. So kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think this new development is a major win for Kenya, or do you think it's a major win for Marc in the terms of his reputation finally gets a chance to breathe and he gets a chance to rebuild his image in the court of public opinion? Alright, kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over on the next one. Peace.